Water is truly the cornerstone of our social as well as the economic aspect of our society. What I mean by this is that water defines what we eat, when we live, where we will go to study, how long our lives will be, and how healthy our lives will be. Somehow, with the passing of thousands and thousands of years, water has yet moved somewhat, taken a backseat in our priority list. I, Rohan, stand here to out for the single idea that we as a society have seen significant advancements in the use of technology, artificial intelligence, and data management. But what I have been trying to do is use these same exact tools in ensuring that the basic root of life is something that is accessed by each and every individual of our country. For example, take the example of history of water. Every civilization that we have seen that has emerged, be it the Egyptian civilization that could rise only because it had a Nile river to back it. Take, for example, the Indus Valley civilization that rose in India could only happen because there was an Indus River that could sustain it. Or for that matter, Mesopotamian civilization that could sustain itself because there was a river, there were two rivers, Euphrates and Tigris, to back it. I stand here to urge everyone to understand how important that water is and that what situation we currently are. To quote a simple data that is released by the Water Management Index, which is released annually by the Yale University, it clearly states that India is on 141 position out of 180 countries that we analyze this. 350 million people face regular problems in getting access to clean water in a proper quantum. That easily reflects to 1 out of 6 or 1 out of 5 individuals facing that problem. There are many more data points that can back what I'm trying to say. But I want to stand here to ensure that I convey what solutions that can be brought about in countering the scarcity. There are three main solutions that when I start joining this firm FLOWTECH, there are three main solutions that we mainly focus on. The first one is even in areas in our country where we have easy and direct access to water bodies, yet we are facing that problem. For example, everyone knows of the crisis that was faced in Bangalore recently, where none of the households in the most urban, advanced areas were not getting water. Even though Bangalore has access to rivers like Atravati and Kaveri so nearby, and yet water was not channeled to each and every household. The main reason is the contamination of those water bodies. We as a country and our water management has significantly failed in ensuring that our water bodies are clean throughout the year. For example, everyone knows and it's a day-to-day part of our news that the pathetic condition that the river Yamuna is in Delhi and how Delhi faces what? Water scarcity in most of its residential area. What we brought about as change to counter this problem were twofold. We started building sewage treatment plants in association with various local government bodies. To name a few, Delhi Jal Board, Gujarat Water Supply and Sewage Board, UP Jal Nigam, Tamil Nadu Water Authority Development Board. We associated with these government bodies to ensure that the used water from each and every household gets collected in a particular zone, gets treated by various technological advancements, and is rechanneled to our household for using purposes for a day-to-day basic needs. We worked for almost 4 years with 9 governments, and as of now, we have been able to treat 140 million liters of water every day. That we're again channeling it back to different residences and ensuring that it is done. How do we ensure that this water management system stays in place? The first is that we provide digital solutions that ensures that and records the data of the flow of water from each and every channel, right from how much the consumed water was channeled to a plant, to what extent was it treated, and how much the treated water was again channeled back to these households. The main dilemma that we faced in working with these government bodies was that thus we could place the system in place, but the next challenge was to ensure that it stays intact, it stays corrupt free, and it stays transparent for years and years to come. And that is why what we have done is we've installed several measuring devices in each and every part of this system. And we record data through IoT based solutions. And we can access through a software or we can access through a computer. We can get access through our phones as well. We're trying to make that those data that transparent so that it remains the system remains corrupt free and the system remains more efficient and equitable in its water distribution network. The second main challenge that we faced when we saw through the level of contamination that the water bodies go through is the industrial water pollution that gets released into these lakes and rivers. We associated with 108 private sector firms that have been using water either as a process or for their internal use, like pharma industries, like chemical industries, like dye industries, who have been using water for their own production. But after the cycle is over, there were lack of mechanisms to ensure that the water that they have used, which is the polluted water, is not released into those bodies. A simple solution that we built through our technological advances was the construction of an effluent treatment plant. It's the effluent treatment plant is literally begins from here and ends over here. It's this small of a plant that is still saving thousands and thousands of water creatures that are living in those bodies and making it easier for us to access those water bodies right in front of us. The plant simply does a simple feature that whatever water is being released by those pumps, it treats it and makes it to the level that it can be discharged into the water bodies and can be used by everyone who can have access to it. So this was the two solutions that we executed and we had a significant advancement in it. The second major solution that we worked on was of interlinking of two main water bodies. A simple project that we executed was a interlinking of people who are from Gujarat might get the reference. The interlinking of Tapi and Narmada River. The simple concept was that the Saurashtra regions do not have access to water bodies. So what we simply did was we connected the two rivers from the western Ghats, which is a water surplus area, to the Saurashtra region, which has scarcity and dearth of availability of water resources. That helped about change the dynamics of water, that helped bring a significant change in the day-to-day consumption patterns of each and every household and bring about this level of equity in how people consume water. The third main reason that we had a huge access to and had a huge impact as well, the consumption of water on the last mile delivery path. Simple, all of us have flats, all of us are living in it. The initiative that we brought about in Pune and in Chennai was install small water meters right outside our home, just like an electricity or the energy meter, where we could consume the data, where we could know the data, we could identify where the leakages are, and those data were put online and they were billed on it, just like how we are billed on our electricity. So that brings about a significant mind change in how we treat water, we use water, and how importance do we give to it as a resource. These three changes have personally have witnessed and then seen a huge impact on how water has been resourceful, how water has been saved, and I personally think that each and every civilization that I earlier gave an example was have perished because water could not support it further. And I personally think that if we, as all of us as an individual, do not give it due importance, bring about a change of habit, we can also be perished if water stops supporting us. That's all. Thank you so much.